When I was working my 9 to 5, and I was underworked, underpaid, depressed, and just unhappy being here. And when I got fired from my job, I invested my last $5,000, made my yearly salary within, 60 days, which was a blessing. If you have a skill set, you had a value to help somebody, you're gonna be able to win in any room that you ever been in.
Get rich slowly, because it lasts long.
I bought my mom a house, but it's other races, they don't do that.
Right.
It's just the black community. We need to change that trajectory because we're in a space of it's simple for us to make money now. It's not as hard. Don't let them hard times, humble you. Like we call them hard times champagne problems.
Wait. I know you want to watch this next video, but listen, if you are an entrepreneur, business coach, business consultant, or a small business owner who has a story and wants to learn how to create multiple streams of income from your story, I need you to text me right now, my book, to 646-687-4152. That is my personal number. I have been an author for over 12 years. I've written 10 books. 4 of them have been bestsellers, and I've sold over 100,000 books. But I've also helped a lot of my clients take their expertise and put it into a story, then create multiple streams of income from that. So I want to help you do the same thing. So text my book to 646-687-4152. All right, let's go back to the video. So welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Vault with Ash Cash, the greatest money mindset show on the planet. Today's episode, we sit down with a visionary who is redefining what wealth looks like in the black community. She turned a pandemic layoff into a multi-million-dollar empire, and now she is on a mission to help 1,000 people become millionaires. Entrepreneur, educator, and transformational leader Princess Dior is here to teach us how to flip liabilities into legacies, debt into down payments, and generational wealth and hustle into a full-blown blueprint. From starting businesses with bad credit to building a luxury fleet of cars, Sprinter vans, jets, and real estate with other people's money, her story is proof that you don't need a trust fund to build a trustworthy empire. Buckle up, because this is Mogul Talk at its finest. We got the big Princess Dior in the building.
Yo, that introduction was crazy.
I'm telling you.
Yo,
look,
pump me up.
That's it.
I felt that.
No, look, you've been doing your thing for such a long time, and I want to apologize that this is the first time we even got to sit down, because you've been moving and shaking, and we've been supposed to make this interview happen. But timing is everything. Yeah. So I appreciate, the time of now, and like you've been just cooking, and I've watched your journey. I'm inspired by your journey, especially because you're a young black woman, like just doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that specifically in our community, like I have a daughter, my daughter's 17 years old. And how I grew up in the late 90s. So I grew up where women weren't given a voice. Like in order for women to get the bag, they had to run behind a man, or a man had to make things happen for them. But you've been somebody who's made things happen for yourself. So I admire that. Like you are a great role model, not just for women though, right? For men too, because you get into it. But before we start, for those who don't know, who is Princess Dior? Princess Dior,
the mogul, serial entrepreneur, philanthropist, loving sister, daughter, all around like great person. I'm really out here, really impacting the world, I would say, especially that's not in the entrepreneur space, but also in the educational space too as well. Helping a lot of middle school, high school, and also college students become entrepreneurs, learn about taxes, credit, and helping their families too as well when it comes to being first-time home buyers with their parents.
Yeah, I love that. I hear an accent. I'm from New York, so you know. You know what I'm saying? I got you know what I'm saying? What up, B, and all that? Like I got that. I hear your accent, right? So you grew up in Crenshaw. But you grew up with a single mom.
Yeah.
How did your upbringing shape your hustle and vision for wealth?
Yeah, my mom's always been a hustler. She instilled the hustle that I have today because she was always been an entrepreneur straight out of high school. She started her own beauty what's it called hair shop too as well in Compton, California. She had at least like 5 to 10. Always had franchise when it comes to Subway. She's a top real estate realtor right now too as well. So she's always instilled the hustle in me. Yeah,
she get it from her mama.
Yeah, even though my mom gave me money when I was younger, but she never took me school shopping like ever. She always gave me money for me to like go buy water, go buy candy and stuff like that for me to flip that money to as well. So she started me at like a young age. And that
you only child or?
I got 2 little brothers now.
Okay.
Yep, but I was the only child for a long time.
For a long time. Okay, so, all right. So you're the only child for a long time, but then later on.
Yeah.
Okay, got
2 little brothers.
Gotcha. Okay, and then so you see your mom hustling and you kind of got that, and so what did that what did that do for you and your hustle? Like, how did that make you like vision?
Yeah, it just showed me that my environment doesn't have to allow me to stay where I'm at, especially growing up on Crenshaw, seeing like my friends be on drugs, go to jail and stuff like that. I didn't see female friends, become prostitutes and stuff like that. Yeah. So my mom always made sure that I always had like good friends around me too as well. And then she always made sure that I had everything that I needed to be successful, making sure I went to college, making sure I had everything to become the best track runner, basketball player too as well. And even some days she probably didn't have the money, but she always went out and go find that money. That's like a true hustler. Yeah. She never allowed me to see when she was down too as well. Anything that she did, she probably didn't have $0, but she made sure that I didn't go like without and made sure that I didn't feel it. So that's why I love my mom like so much, and she like inspires me. That's the reason why I go so hard for her.
Yeah, no, I love it. And so let's fast forward. Tell us about the pandemic. What were you doing at the time, and what led to you getting laid off?
Man, so the pandemic was a crazy time. Like, I was lost during the pandemic, like, especially being in California. We was on punishment. It was like purge. We couldn't even go outside, to be honest with you. And at that time, I had like a car rental business when I was working my 9 to 5, and we couldn't even like rent cars out because nobody was going anywhere. And so when I was working my 9 to 5, I was working at Kaiser Permanente, and I was underworked, underpaid, depressed, and just unhappy being here because I know I wanted more for myself. Yeah. And when I got fired from my job randomly on a random like Tuesday, I was happy that I was able to, during that time of sitting in the house, finding my mentor on YouTube, I invested my last $5,000, and that $5,000 really turned me up because it gave me the skill set to learn about funding, learn about how to start digital products, to make money online. So when I got fired from my job, I made my first $50K. And then being a 9 to 5 worker for so long, you really don't know what to expect the next month because you're so used to having somebody tell you what to do. Yeah. And so I really had to invest into another mentor to learn like how to sharpen my marketing skills up. And I did another $50K. So I made my yearly salary within, 60 days, which was a blessing. And I was, like I said, I'm all about helping my mom. So I was able to surprise her for her birthday, put her on a PJ and all type of crazy stuff, and make content out of that too as well. Nice. So just like I said, learning how to turn my liabilities into an asset, making content, and just turning my business more up too as well. Nice.
So that being fired was a blessing, right? Like it
blessing in disguise
into something that blessed your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. What gave you the confidence, right? Like for you to get fired and like what told you I'm gonna take my last 5K? Because I know a lot of people are afraid to invest in themselves and to pay for information. What made you say, you know what, I'm gonna take my last 5K and just believe in my mentor, believe in myself?
Yeah, I was tired of guessing. Yeah, guessing, like telling myself, what if, like most people say, what if it don't work? What if it do? Like, what if it do work? And it eventually worked. Yeah. And I already knew what I wanted, like, out of life. I just needed the right mentor to give me the right skill set and the right blueprint for me to get there faster. Yeah. I was doing it slow. I was making, you make 3K this month, maybe make 10K, but it's not consistent. I want to have consistent income and cash flow coming in so I can have the freedom like my other friends living in LA have and stuff like that. Being able to wake up and travel when you want to, going to Paris and eat, Italian food when you want to. That's the type of stuff I wanted to do, driving luxury cars and stuff like that. So that pushed me to really like go crazy in my business and just not look back and be uncomfortable and be okay being uncomfortable too as well. It's okay to take losses. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's all a lesson. And just having faith and just following through and being consistent and what you really want out of life.
No, I love it. And it's so, if we fast forward, you've helped over 500 people repair their credit and unlock over $20 million in business funding. What's the biggest myths you would say that people have about credit?
The biggest myth I would say is, number one, is that let me see, it's a lot of myths. I'm going to say the biggest myth I would say is people think that you can't get funded with bad credit. That's one, but you can.
Yeah.
So another way you can say if you do have bad credit, because a lot of people out there who have bad credit, you can get $100K in funding using your bank statements too as well. So if you are a business owner and you make over $10K a month, you can use your statements to get over $100K in funding too as well. So that's one myth people don't know.
Yep.
I say another one is people think that you can't get a car in your business name without using your personal credit. But if you build up a good Paydex 80 score, you can get, a Tesla or Mercedes or Toyota just by using your business LLC without using your personal credit.
Wow. No, I love that. And then can you break down how, right? Somebody with bad credit could get, let's say somebody has bad credit, they have no capital, but they want to still start a business. Give me some like step-by-steps on how somebody could do it.
Definitely. So this is how I did it. So I was just fortunate to have successful friends that had cars sitting around when I started my business, my car rental business, and I literally leveraged their cars that were underused, and I put them on my uncle's lot for them to rent out until I learned how to do the business myself when it came to car rentals. But you can do the exact same thing too. So you can find somebody who does have good credit, get some funding, and put them on your LLC, and then get $100K in funding for you to go out and get maybe some cars off Facebook Marketplace that cost $2,000, and you rent them out to people who do DoorDash or Uber Eats and charge $1,400 a month for that car. You get your return investment back within your first 30 to 60 days. So now you in the green. Where a lot of people, they get $100K and they want to do this big real estate deal, and now you struggling.
Right.
Like, I'm more of like a low risk making money when it comes to investing. Also, when it comes to like Airbnb, peer space too as well.
Yeah.
Like, you can literally start these businesses for less than $5,000 and get your return investment back within, your first 30 to 60 days too as well. Just find investors. That's it.
I like that you said that, and I want to sort of like reiterate that, because I think that we live in an age right now where a lot of people are so focused on what's happening online, and they want to make these big deals, and I want to make money fast. But the truth of the matter, like you said, is like, man, you got to turn your liabilities and legacies, right? Get rich slowly, because it lasts longer, right? And I don't want our audience to miss that. Is like that ability to be able to let's say because I love that, right? Get a Honda, right? Get a car out of Facebook Marketplace. Like, let's say you pay $2,000 for it. You could literally, now you own that car outright.
Yeah.
You could literally find somebody who wants to do DoorDash, hire a car. You give them that car, and now they're paying you on a monthly basis, right? And if you continue to do that and you stack that, now you have recurring revenue, right? If I were to ask you, what is greater, recurring revenue or a big lump sum? What would you say and why?
I'm gonna say recurring revenue, because the money's coming in every single month. You do something one time and we get the money every single month. YouTube, you the king of YouTube. You put up 5 episodes, you making money off those episodes every single month. So 5 years from now, you still making money in your sleep. It's crazy.
No, it's funny because literally, I get like I'm on almost 200 episodes. I literally get a check for the episodes I've done 4 years ago. Like still to this day, I get a check for episodes that I've done in the past. Yeah.
And the economy is changing so much due to, politics or whatever. And so a lot of people back in the pandemic, people was paying $5,000, $10,000 for course and stuff like that. Now people don't have that much buying power anymore. So now we have to figure out what's a good price point for people. That $27, that $50, that $100 a month is like real good if you keep building up your audience and stuff like that too. So I'm always gonna say have a reoccurring money coming in too as well on top of your other stuff.
And one of the things I don't think people realize the importance of reoccurring money is that with reoccurring money, you kind of know in advance what money's coming in, opposed to being like in hustle mode, right? Because if you're always waiting for that one big thing to come, like each month you starting in the red, and you got to hustle trying to get, you know what I mean, trying to get back up.
I'm trying to say, I always say like poor people chase money, rich people they make money chase them, and I want the money to chase me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be out here hustling.
Yeah.
That's why we build systems and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want the money to always chase me. So that's why I have different streams of income for like different stuff. Like you said, recurring is super big that entrepreneurs they have to get on board with right now.
Yeah, no, I love it. You always say credit isn't debt; it's a down payment on generational wealth. Can you expand on that for me?
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people think getting credit cards is bad, and it's not.
Yeah.
You just don't know how to leverage credit for you to turn it into an asset. You make it into a liability. People don't know you can use credit to travel for free. During the pandemic, I was literally paying my car note in my apartment with my credit card points because I was turning my American Express points into my Charles Schwab broker's account. And people don't know you can do that. You can literally turn your points into cash to your broker's account through Charles Schwab because Charles Schwab is a partner with American Express. So people don't even think about that part. So that's why I tell people, like, you have to learn how you can get your money back when you are using these credit cards because a lot of people, they over leverage their credit, paying unnecessary bills, traveling but not paying the credit card back and stuff like that instead of creating a cash flow for these credit cards.
Yeah.
So that's another mindset that I want to teach when it comes to financial literacy, how to literally leverage your credit for it can make you money, not go into debt.
Yeah. No, I love that because I think that, to your point, right, when you start thinking about, you know, people using debt or thinking that debt is wrong, if you spend your money, right, you don't get points, you don't get benefits from it. So if you got the money anyway, might as well use credit, get the points, and then use the money to pay it off.
Yeah. So people don't think about something. You can get free food with the credit.
Right. Talk to me a little bit about Mogul Talk. What is Mogul Talk, and how is it helping people go from broke to bossed up?
Yeah, so I started this community like 4 years ago because I always wanted to create a financial literacy program for people who didn't have a voice, 9-to-5 workers that didn't know how to start a business and didn't have the resources, didn't have the tools. And that was my story. And so I literally started this mentorship. It was a 4-week mentorship, but now it's like turned into like 2 months now as I've grown. But I literally help people, you know, get credit, get funded, and give them options on how they can invest their money based on what they're passionate about. So I have a lot of like my friends come in and teach on real estate, Airbnb, car rentals, beauty business, whatever it is, for them to see where they should invest their money and get mentored on that. So I've helped probably over 20 plus people quit their jobs.
Nice.
I helped over 100 people start 6 to 7 figure businesses. So I'm just super blessed that I was able to learn from my mentor for me to teach other people how to like impact their lives, because that's all I'm about, like impacting people. I can care less about the money. I just want the impact.
No, I love that. And that's the thing. I don't think people understand that the more impact you have, the more money you make.
Man.
Yeah, I've made a lot of money in this business. I've lost a lot of money in this business, and every time I make a lot of money, it's because I've impacted more people. Like the more people I impact, the more money I make. The moment I start being selfish and I start holding back my gift or not helping people with the gift, that's when issues happen in my life. You know
a lot of gatekeepers out here too. So I
yeah.
don't like gatekeepers. I'm just gonna give you the information so I can see you like boss up and go crazy.
Well, why do you think people gatekeep? Like, where does that come from?
Because because I feel like a lot of people don't want you to be better than them. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you're better than me. I just want you, give me my flowers if it happens.
Right, that's it.
You hit $1 million, give me my flowers. Just one information changed my life. I appreciate that. That's all I want to know. So that's why I said I don't care, and I'm all about, like, I literally started this credit and funding stuff, not just for me, but for like my family and friends, because I seen my family and friends struggle, and I know like how they can like change their situation. So I had to take that leap of faith to show them like it's possible. Like, your level of success is your level of exposure. So I had to expose a lot of my family and friends like to the success and putting them in like rooms that they wouldn't be able to get in unless I took that step and invested in myself.
No, I love it. You teach people about using OPM, other people's money, to build wealth. What's the first step in doing that? Like, what's the first step somebody takes to use other people's money to build wealth?
Number one, have a strong 700 credit score. And it's not about the score, it's about your profile. So making sure you have at least 2 credit cards with at least $5,000 limit on there. Some backdated primaries, like reporting your rent, a mortgage, an auto loan, a personal loan, stuff like that. Also, adding maybe 2 trade lines to add some history to your account, because you need at least 4 years history for you to go out to these banks and be fundable by a bank like a Chase, Apple's Federal Credit Union, a Dover Credit Union, getting lines of credit too as well with Truist and stuff like that. So once you get 100K in funding with your LLC, and it's another thing too, you can get 100K in funding with multiple LLCs that people don't even know. They just think they can get 100K in funding with one LLC, but if you have multiple, all those count too as well. So you can literally get 500K in funding and use that money to invest into buying a business instead of starting a business yourself. A lot of people think you got to start your business from scratch, but you can literally go to a website called loop.net or Biz Buy Sell and buy your laundromat, buy your car wash, buy your own nail shop that's already have the employees, that's already generating cash flow, that already has an HR and stuff like that. So now you're just the investor, and it's a lot of like financing you can do with that too as well. So
yeah, I love that, because I think a lot of people, when they think about entrepreneurship, they automatically think about starting the business themselves. But you're saying, you know, get funding, right? And instead of taking a risk, I mean, you know, everything's risky.
Yeah.
Taking a risk and starting a business yourself, you could actually go and buy a business that's already cash flowing.
Yes, you can buy a business.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of friends that's selling their own businesses too as well.
Yeah.
I got a friend that started a car rental business, and he's about to sell that business because it already has the infrastructure, the employees, the SOPs and stuff like that too as well. Yeah. And so, and I think that's like inspiring, because I don't know nobody personally that's ever sold their business.
Yeah.
So
yeah. What would you say is the top 3 industries that you recommend people to enter when starting a business, but like that has like a low overhead but high cash flow?
I'm gonna say a SaaS program.
Okay.
So
what's SaaS?
SaaS is basically like a CRM system.
Okay.
Where like go high level.
Yep.
Something like that. I'm always gonna say car rentals.
Yeah.
That's like my go-to.
Yeah.
Because it's low risk, I believe. And I'm gonna say a third one, low overhead. It could be, I'm gonna say home health care. Home health care and group homes too as well.
Yeah.
Because my auntie has a group home, and she doesn't all she does is pays for the rent. And she makes probably like, I think like $30,000 to $50,000 per month per house.
Wow.
Renting out 4 rooms.
Wow.
So I think that's good cash flow too as well, in my opinion, based on what I've seen.
Wow. And so, you know, you light up when you talk about your car rental business. Like, I see it. Right? You light up when you talk about it. And so you had a fleet of over 100 cars, right? So you built your car business from nothing. Like literally, you know, you started with borrowed vehicles. Walk us through how you scaled that. How did you start with nothing and you scaled it to over 100 cars?
Yeah, so I went to college, and I was a star athlete, so I knew all these basketball players, football players, and stuff like that. So when they went to the NFL,
you hooped
I hooped and played basketball.
Okay.
So when they went to the NFL and they was making all this money, you know, it's like I don't have the skill set to make all this money like them. So they had all these cars that was sitting during the season. They never used to drive them. So I asked them one day. When Maddie put me on like the trail business, he was like, "You all you gotta do is find some cars that's underutilized. You can start the business, Princess." And I was like, "All right, let me go find it." So I called a couple of my friends, and they gave me they sent me their Mercedes, they Wraiths, and McLarens, all other type of cars, and I sent those to my uncle's lot, and my uncle managed everything for me. So I was making $10,000 a month without doing no work, and I just sat there and I just learned the business from my uncle with the SOPs, and then eventually I went out and bought my first 2 cars, which was like a Maserati and a BMW i8, and I started renting them out myself, and then from there I just scaled, just partner up with other people too as well. So a lot of these cars aren't mine, but I leverage them on my fleet too as well. So it's less liability on me, because I don't want to pay for all those car notes. Right. So now I just add other people's cars to my fleet too as well.
And that's smart though, right? Because, you know, a lot of people have cars just sitting, you know, and to be able to, you know, make money off of them, and they, you know, it's still their car, but they're just kind of leveraging. They're just kind of like, it's almost like subleasing a house, if you will. If you got a vacation home and the house ain't doing, you know, is just sitting there, why not let somebody else do it?
Yeah, like, and a lot of people couldn't even pay their car notes at a time too as well. So I'm taking on people's car notes.
Yeah.
And I think right now we have, like, America has the highest repos right now due to the economy shift. People can't even pay their car notes right now.
And so if somebody lets you, you know, use their car, if they need it back, they can take it back when they want to?
Within,
how does that work?
They got to give me 30 days.
Okay.
Because somebody might be in it.
Right.
So if they do want it back, they got to give me 30 days. I got to take off the trackers and, like, other stuff that I pay for. So, yeah.
Okay. Got you. So now you go from, exotic cars to the PJs, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did you go from bad credit to PJs, and like what's that play?
So with that play, shout out to my boy Rob at Vomos. And so he used to always give me like deals on private jets, and also Kobe too at Sahara Jets. They used to always give me deals when it came to that. So they used to tell me, like, especially Rob, I talk to Rob all the time. He gave me strategies on like how to buy a private jet and stuff like that. But I'm just like, the maintenance is so high. I can't afford to buy no private jet. Like, I don't care. Like, all these millionaires got private jets, but it costs so much to maintain it. That's why you see jets be so cheap, because they got to move it every time. So one day I called Rob. I was like, Rob, I'm never going to buy a private jet. So what else can I get? He was like, the helicopter. It costs the same amount as a Lamborghini. And so I ran that.
What you have?
Yeah. So we got the helicopter, and it's low maintenance when it comes to fuel, when it comes to storing it, and you're making more cash flow too as well. So you from New York. When people come to New York, what do they want to see? They want to go around the city, Manhattan, Brooklyn. You know what I mean? I charge people $300 to $600 per seat. Wow. So if I get two couples, that's $1,000. Me flying them around for 30 minutes. Yeah. That adds up. If I do 6 trips a day, like on average, that's about $20,000, $25,000 a week that I'm making. Wow. So like $80,000, $100,000 a month. Wow. That I'm making off a helicopter. Wow. So that's like the biggest like profit, I think, when it comes to buying something big for like tax write-offs and stuff like that. Buy a helicopter.
I'm afraid of helicopters though, because rest in peace Kobe. Rest in peace.
But it happened. We can die driving a car. We can die driving on an airplane too as well.
That's true, but actually, I think airplanes are safer than cars. Right? I don't know. Look, I ain't trying to mess your business up, but me personally,
I think to be honest, the bigger the helicopter is, the more steady it is though too. The smaller ones, it's a little shaky, so it couldn't be scary. Yeah. But everybody uses the helicopter, even like a lot of millionaires, because they go from New York to Philly or New York to Manhattan, so it's always like a business people use every single day.
Yeah. We gonna stand, because Miles Monroe, like, rest in peace. But so let's talk about.
I'm crying.
Let's talk about wealth and legacy, right? So, what have you done, right? So now you've built a multi-million-dollar empire. Where do you invest your money?
So we're just changing the landscape of coming into a restaurant or a lounge to not just kick it, but also build with other people that are high level, like-minded, just like yourself, to do deals too as well. So it's giving them perks when it comes to like the private jets, when it comes to hotels and other partnerships that we have when you do get a membership. So that's something that we're building on right now that's like different from the industry. Another thing is people don't know I have a truck business too as well. Box trucks. I used to have an 18-wheeler, but that failed. My other business partner, due to the economy changing, so we went box truck. We transitioned to box trucks. And also real estate. Real estate is always going to be like my go-to. Buying duplexes, townhouses, and turning those townhouses into group homes. Yeah. That's our next big move right now when it comes to real estate.
And you mentioned having the 18-wheelers and it failing based on the economy. What would you say? Like, do you have a lot of failures, and what's the key to the key for anybody while they're doing all these different business moves, and they might hit a roadblock or they might fail?
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. When this was like the 18-wheeler trucking business was like my biggest failure, I believe, and it really like almost broke me because I did that with my best friend, which was one of my business partners. This was like his first big investment, and at the time he had like a 9-to-5, so he like depending on me to know what I'm doing. I'm an authority of the industry. I'm in turn liability assets, right. And so when it didn't go good, like I felt so bad that I thought we was gonna end our friendship. We lost about $30,000, and he was using like some of his savings and stuff like that. So I was just like, oh God. But he didn't. He cared, but he was just like, Princess, it happened. Like all we gotta do, we gonna bounce back. If we did it, if we got the money one time, we gonna do it again. Right. In which like I love, because that gave me more confidence to keep going on another business deal. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was just like, I'm never gonna like invest like that, like big again. I'm just gonna keep to what I know. Yeah. But every lesson, every loss teaches you a lesson. Yeah. And so I have to go through that, because I teach my mentees too as well. Like you should, when you're doing something big long term, make sure you have daily cash flow coming in too as well. So that's why I was happy I had my credit prep business. I was selling digital products. So I was always getting my money back from that loss too as well. Because people don't think when you're investing in real estate, when you're investing in trucking, anything big, that money is not right now.
Right.
You might get that profit back 3 to 6 months from now. But the internet has trained us, yo, give me 30K. I'm gonna build this business up and you can make your money back. It don't happen like that. Anything can happen. Like your truck might flip over. Now it's down for 30 days. You know what I mean? Stuff like that people don't even teach you and stuff like that.
Yeah. And again, I love your philosophy, and I want people to pay attention to that, because I think that, you know, and this is my philosophy, right? So like I've helped multiple people through writing books, building a digital, you know, empire, build 6 and 7 figure businesses. But I do not like working with people that need to work with me. I only like working with people that want to work with me, because I've done it before. Like I like somebody might have watched the episode, or they saw an ad or whatever, and they invest money with me. But they're like, this gotta work. Like that desperate energy of like, yo, this gotta work, and you're gonna save my life. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna save your life. You're gonna save your life. You know what I'm saying? Like I will give you the information. I'll tell you what to do, but you have to execute. And so if you have this desperate energy and you're like, yo, like your Ash is gonna help me. He's me being next to, no, that's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? And so that philosophy of making sure, you know, just start slow. Have some type of income coming in before you start taking that big risk. I think that's definitely sound.
Yeah, that's something big people definitely have to learn.
Yeah. So you've helped single moms become homeowners, former felons become CEOs. What does legacy mean to you?
Legacy means like everything to me, because I feel like when you leave this earth, like what do you want people to know you as? Like I want people to know me as the visionary that was able to show people they can turn like their setbacks into setups, right? To help over 1,000 people become millionaires. Like that's like really the goal. And I feel like right now a lot of people don't have like vision, and I want to be the voice of people, the voice and the motivation, inspiration to see like you don't have to have anything, but you can turn what you have right now into something special and monumental, right? And that's me learning from Nip. Like Nip always said, don't let a hard time humble you. Like don't let them hard times, you know, humble you. Like we call them hard times champagne problems. Like you might have a messed up day, but tomorrow's always gonna be better, and you always gonna pick yourself up. And so when I look at legacy, I just want to make sure that I'm leaving a legacy that's impactful, that I was able to help a lot of people and help a lot of people like succeed and what they needed help with.
Yeah, I love that. Can you talk a little bit about that transition from like 6 figures to 7 figures? You know, I always say like you know, when I crossed like being a 6-figure entrepreneur, you know, I was able to hustle my way to 6 figures.
Yeah.
But then when I got to 7 figures and even 8 figures, there were certain things that needed to happen in order for me to sustain that. Can you talk about that transition? Because I don't think people realize that you have to become a different person if you want to get to that next level.
Man, 6 figures, I was acting like the person I wanted to become to 6 figures. Now that 7 figures, I had to really be that person, like really be in the field, learn about systems, really invest into you know, other mentors to show me how to not work into my business, not be the slave in my business, and not have that hustle mentality. I had to turn, you know, get systems, marketing, delegate the work, like stuff like that for me to hit those 7 figures, like 100K a month, like every single month too as well. And then also being able to like learn, I'm trying to say like learn to like take bigger risks, like spend the money. Like I'll be so scared to spend the money sometimes. Like what if it don't work? I gotta tell what if you do, princess? Like spend the money if you really want to hit 7 figures. And so that's what I think is just the difference between making 6 figures, you really hustling, 7 figures, you got to become the CEO of your business. You really got to document the process, having SOPs, making sure you got the marketing team, the admin team, the operations manager and stuff like that for you to have something that you maybe can sell later on in life or pass down to your family too as well. But that's like the biggest thing when it comes to 7 figures. And also too, just being more like aggressive in your business and not letting nobody play with you. That's another thing too.
The West Coast came.
Nah, because I feel like when I was making 6 figures, it was all fun and games. But when you start making 7 figures, I feel like a lot of people, when you try to like invest with somebody to help your business grow, they be playing games, and I don't like that. That's a lot of people that be like playing with your money when you pay somebody to do stuff. I know you heard some horror stories, but I'm just saying.
1,000%.
So it's just like
I call it the you got it tax.
Yeah,
they try to charge you the you got it tax, and they be It's
just stuff like that too. So it come with the game, especially you making 7 figures. They want to charge you more,
right?
And I got to tell people, do not charge me based on what you see.
Right.
I still have expenses. Even though I make 100K, my expense might be 60, 70. You don't know who I'm taking care of. Absolutely. Stuff like that. And people don't understand that.
Yeah. And I to that point though, I think that I could tell somebody hasn't made money based on the way they move, right?
Yeah.
Like people think like, oh, I heard you say you made X amount of money or you do this. But like you said, like for me as a entrepreneur, I make a lot of money. I'm putting money back. I'm investing back into the business. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I'm like, man, if I can make 7 figures, how do I do that? And a lot of times, it take money to make money. So you got to put that back in there. And so So I get that. And how do you think that? Right, because when you started the business, even myself, AI wasn't really a big factor.
Oh yeah.
How is AI? Affecting anything that you got going on, and how do you see AI affecting business in general?
Oh, AI is affecting businesses. I went to dinner the other night.
Yeah.
This software engineer was a hostess.
Wow.
And I said, I forgot how the conversation came up, but she told me she got fired from her job or something. I probably complimented her on something, like I forgot what it was. But she told me she got fired because of AI. And I was like, and you a software engineer.
Wow.
Like, that's the highest of the highest income. Yeah. And I just took your job. Like, that's scary to me.
Wow.
But for me, I'm happy because it's making my life a lot easier when it comes to marketing, email campaigns, creating AI agents to where I don't got to hire people overseas no more or American person to help me. Right. They got AI sales call AI agents. Like, I love it. I feel like this is like the gold rush of helping entrepreneurs go to the next level. Like, I feel like if you really want to become an investor or entrepreneur, using AI is really going to help you make that 6 figures or 7 figures, because you can literally use AI and you don't even got to know nothing. But if you have the blueprint for AI agents, you can literally sell those for $1,000 to $7,000, because they got templates now that you can sell to a business owner and make money. So I feel like it's becoming easier for a lot of people to make money in this industry. Yeah.
No, I love that. And so let's talk a little bit about the work that you're doing with the youth. I know we've had conversations, behind the scenes about, financial literacy, helping the youth and things of that nature. As a former athlete yourself, you have this passion for the youth, especially specifically now, because of NIL, right? Because, but once upon a time, college students, high school, they couldn't get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so
college
now,
students.
Right? And so now they can get paid. We're working with student athletes and working with them on NIL deals. What would you say the biggest financial trap that they need to avoid?
Getting the money and spending it on Hellcats, SRTs, buying a jewelry.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool to look flashy and look like you got money, but let's talk about how you can really use that money and invest it to help your family. What if you don't make it to the NFL? What if you don't make it to the WNBA? What if you don't make it, pro in whatever you're doing, right? You never know what can happen to you. So let's start investing that money into things that can grow and compound. Invest into life insurance. You know what I mean? A lot of athletes, especially in that's playing college football, don't even think about investing that money into insurance.
Right.
Like, what if you do break your leg and your stock go down, but at least you have that insurance that you can cash out on for the money that you would have probably made going to the NFL. Yeah. So that's what I'm teaching these young kids now, how to start their LLCs, putting their money in a trust too as well, talking to them about their parents, telling them coaching them, tell your parents no. Or make them put your parent on allowance. Yeah. Don't let them take all your money. Don't feel bad about it.
Right.
Because I remember, not right now, but I remember when I was first getting the money, people was asking me for money and stuff. Like, you my mom. I took on a private jet. You want to take private jets every day. You know, not like that. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So just telling people no and being okay with that. Yeah. And I feel like when you start making a lot of money,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah.
Because you want everybody to win. You want to be, the go-to person.
Yeah.
People talk about, oh yeah, this princess helped me get a new car. Princess, you want to be that person, but it's okay to say no, because if you keep giving, you might go broke.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to be there to help you, on your downfall, but you.
Yeah.
So
how do you, I think one of the tough parts, specifically for college students, especially those who are still young, let's just say, growing up as a kid, your parents, your mom, your dad, whoever was the one pouring into you and making sure that you got to this certain place. And then now that you get there, it almost feels like a obligation. I have to pay you back, right?
Yeah.
So how do you teach them that we're not saying don't pay your parents back, right, or your family back? Just do it smarter. Just do it in a smart.
Yeah, like showing them how to start their businesses.
Yeah.
Like, let's start a business for your mom. Let's start a business for your dad. With that money, because you think about it, other races don't do that. You don't see other races buying their parents' houses and stuff like it's fast.
Right.
Because I feel like other races understand when it comes to financial literacy and stuff like that. And I remember Brandon Jennings talking about that too as well on a podcast. Like, I bought my mom a house, but it's other races, they don't do that.
Right.
It's just the black community, and which is crazy. But we need to change that trajectory, because we're in a space of it's simple for us to make money now. It's not as hard. We have the information. It's coming to us every single day. So we got to be smarter. But like I always tell the kids, get the LLC, get a tax person, put your money into a trust, and then also just figure out what type of businesses or investments that you want to start, like for your family or for your parents, stuff like that. Because everybody isn't meant to be an entrepreneur, but I feel like everybody is meant to learn how to invest their money and see it compound too as well.
No, I love that. What would you say is the most powerful move you made with some, other people's money, and but like the most powerful move with other people's money that changed your life?
Let me think about that. I think the biggest powerful move, I would say real estate.
Okay.
So, one of my friends, two things, real estate. So one of my friends came to me and wanted to invest into I think it was like, we got a 20-unit apartment, I think. And so I found a realtor for that deal. And now I make a percentage off that every single month. Nice. So doing that, putting myself into that contract. Nice. And one of my first deals that I never even talk about, but when I was in college, like I told you, I had a football friend. He was going to the NFL. He was getting paid for NIL. And so he had this money. And I remember telling him, like, yo, Bitcoin's about to hit. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just seen it on the internet. But I'm just telling him, like, Bitcoin about to hit. He's like, Princess, like, I don't know nothing about Bitcoin. I was like, yo, trust me. I know this guy. He knows what he's doing. At that time, I forgot, it wasn't as $100,000. It was something cheap. Yeah. So I told him, I was like, yo, put the money in here. But this is the thing. If it hit, I want at least 10%. Yeah. And we didn't have no paperwork or nothing. Yeah. And it ended up hitting when he went to the NFL, and now he's like up probably millions now. Wow. And he gave me a percentage of that, nice. Just off GP. Nice. And so I think that was like one of my biggest deals that I did, as far as like using other people's money and showing them how to, flip their money, and knowing that I am the visionary. As long as I have the resources and the people around me that know what they're doing, I know I can give somebody money and give them the blueprint to help them flip their money.
Nice. And I love that. If somebody's watching this and they have like a 500 credit score, they have no business, they have no money, what's the first thing they need to do today? Like right now, like as they're watching it, what's the first
first thing you need to do is go to annual report, get your credit report, and use AI and tell AI, I'm a credit repair specialist, and I want to delete all these negative items off my report using consumer law and Metro 2. Upload that report and tell them you want to create a letter, and then it's going to create a letter for you, and you just mail that letter to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and you'll see those items be removed within less than 30 days, to be honest with you. So that's one thing you can do. And then also making sure you're building up your primary accounts with Rent Reporters, Rental Karma, doing this other primary called Ava too as well. You can get $2,500 line of credit. And then from there, building relationships up with credit unions. So going to this bank called ibank.net, and you'll be able to get, funding like super fast too, just off the relationship. Because I know Navy Federal, I got a client right now. She got like a 580 credit score, and since she had a long-term relationship with Navy Federal, she got like a $15,000 credit card.
Wow.
So sometimes credit don't matter. Yeah. As long as your relationship is there, with a credit union, they gonna give you the bad because they're trying to hit their quota every single quarter.
Yeah.
So they need y'all to pay the interest.
Right. Facts. What's next? What's next for Princess Dior?
What's next for me is build my financial literacy course in these middle and high schools, because I'm really big on helping students learn about how to invest, learn about taxes, credit, because I don't want people to grow up and not know what to do with their money or not know what to do with their credit score, or being a broke college student too as well. And also showing them maybe college isn't for you, but going to trade school is, you know what I mean? And then just showing them also too, like helping their parents is another thing too, with their credit, with their taxes, and showing them how to become, like I said, first-time homeowners, or buying their first real estate property and making cash flow off that too as well. Because I feel like if your parent is doing it, it's going to motivate you, the student, to do it too as well. So that's something that I'm big on. And just growing my hospitality business, making it to something even more bigger with my nonprofit. Because one day I want to be able to help people who have cancer. If they can't afford to, maybe travel across the country for their treatment due to their severe, treatment or whatever like that, put them on a private jet, for free. So that's something I want to get into right now. Just being, more impactful, and just keep doing my, my free classes too as well. Just teaching people financial literacy. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Would you say your desire to help and give back, does that come from just like, growing up in the hood or growing up the way you did? Like where does that, where does that heart come from?
Yeah, just growing up where I'm from. I feel like when I was growing up, people made sure that I didn't do anything bad or they didn't steer me wrong. Like, I tell this story all the time. I didn't start drinking until I was like 27. Like, my friends never let me drink, never let me smoke weed. They always made sure I was like good in school, good in my book, good in track and stuff like that. Made sure I never got in trouble because I think people were scared of my mom. And I was scared of my mom. So I always wanted to just be great, like a great person, be a genuine person. And I think with them making sure I was good, I always want to make sure other people are good. That's it, around me too as well, like my circle and stuff like that. Reasons why, like I said, I took a risk on, investing, moving to Atlanta from LA, so I can have a better life and be around like-minded people and be in these high-level rooms so I can learn different, things when it comes to business and investment, so I can get back to my family and my community too as well.
Yeah. How has that transition, right, from LA? I know it's a culture shock. Right? So like what was like what that transition was like?
I love that one person can just turn you up.
Yeah.
You never know who you can meet in the room and stuff like that. And that second year, I was just like, yo, I'm tired of LA. My friends ain't doing nothing. Ain't nobody here to motivate me. Let me just move. And so I just moved out I didn't move my apartment, but I moved like everything, like my car, shipped everything to my apartment in LA, and I just stayed and I never went back, to be honest. And I still don't go back.
Right.
Because I just love Atlanta like so much, and it did a lot for me, especially I think my second year here, which really changed my life, was Mitch. He put me in this 3-day challenge. It was Mitch, David Shen, Zoda Goat, and Charles Noonan. And when he put me on that challenge, I was the only woman.
Yeah.
So I was like, gave me confidence. Like, oh yeah, I'm Big P now. Ain't nobody mess. I'm with the big dogs, So that gave me a big opportunity, and that just opened up my eyes of like success. And that he helped me make the most money I ever made in a day, my entire life. Wow. And so like I always give credit for Mitch, so always looking out for me and stuff like that, always giving me flowers. And that instilled into me to like go harder for just not for me, but other people around me, and lift other people up too as well, the way he lifted me up.
Yeah.
And, when I didn't probably believe in myself and stuff like that, he put me on my, Social Proof was like my dream podcast. He put me on my dream podcast. You know what I mean? That gave me more confidence, like keep going and get better at my craft and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think the transition has been absolutely phenomenal. It's been life-changing for me. And I love everybody that I've met, in Atlanta, especially meeting you. Like, like everybody bond is like super dope. Yeah. And people just want to see people win. Yeah. And you don't get that nowhere else, I don't think. Agree. And I think people have that same story. Like, you never know. Like, one person can really change your life if you just keep showing up and being consistent and having value too as well. It don't matter how much money you got.
Yep.
But if you have a skill set and you have a value to help somebody that you look up to, or you need help from them, you have that, you're gonna be able to win in any room that you ever been in.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would say the same exact thing. Like, coming from New York, it's like one of those things where we'll help each other, but if it ever look like you're about to do better, like nobody wants you to do better.
No.
And so that's where the hate, like it's like this love hate thing. I came to Atlanta and I was like, oh my God. Like, first, like you said, like I'd never seen so many black people before, but in a position of power though too, right? Because I grew up in Harlem, and there's nothing but black people there, but it's like you see poverty, you see, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't too many of us getting it.
Yeah.
To come to Atlanta and to really be around other people who are getting it at a high level is just like the best thing ever.
But the mayor, we see the mayor all the time.
All the time.
Like,
Turned up. No, it's fine.
You never gonna see the mayor all the time in LA or New York, probably.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's very presentable. He's very likable. He have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
And that's what Black Power is about.
Absolutely.
Like, and that's what I love. Like, if I go home right now to LA,
Yeah.
based off, who I am now, like, I really gotta go home with, like, if I want to go out to a nice restaurant, drive my nice car, I literally gotta go home with security and bodyguard, because some people might rob you.
Right.
Even in a restaurant, they're gonna rob you and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. So when I go home, people be thinking I'm Hollywood, but I just don't want nobody to trick me out my spot.
Facts.
So I'm gonna make sure, like, I'm protecting stuff when I go home, but it just looks crazy because I don't want to seem like I'm like this big superstar. I'm really not.
Right,
but
right.
I
you are.
Yeah.
But
I don't want you to trick me out my spot, so I gotta go home with security and all type of stuff. So when I go home, I don't even post them home, and that's the most horrible thing. Like, you can't even post you home. You can't even go shopping when you want to, because you never know who.
Right.
Who
I mean,
stalking you.
rest in peace, Pop Smoke. Like, he was just chilling. And that's how sneaky y'all are. No, I'm playing. But
nah, for real.
He didn't even post where he was at. It was just like he made a mistake.
Yeah.
And somebody who was lurking saw the address. It was like, oh, we got
it's
it.
a lick.
Yeah.
You're a walking lick.
Yeah.
And I remember it was a time, it was like probably 2023. I haven't been home in long. I go home and then I don't go home. And my business partner who runs like our car rental business, we got like a McLaren and a G-Wagon. He took the insurance off the cars because he just wasn't driving it because there was no point.
Right.
Because they was just robbing. It was going too crazy. So he took the insurance off the cars.
Wow.
And stuff like that. So, yeah, LA's crazy.
Man. And so you talked about, doing, a challenge with the brothers, Mitch, Shan's, Charles. You started doing your own challenge. Talk a little bit about your challenges and what
So
what people could expect.
Yep. So in my challenge, I'm showing people how to get business funded, 100K and funded, and also showing them how to use my strategy when it comes to age corps. Because I feel like a lot of people think you got to start a new LLC. You don't. You can buy a corp that's already aged and get not just 100K, but over 250K to 500K too as well. And then also showing them how to invest that money into passive income. As well, and also teaching them, strategies when it comes to nonprofit and grants, because I feel like a lot of people don't know some funding you don't got to pay back.
Right.
So it's teaching them strategies too as well, but also showing them to set up the nonprofit, the trust, and just showing them how to network too as well. And when it comes to digital product, that's another thing people like lack on. Doing something one time. Creating something one time and then solving a problem for somebody, I think is really big too.
Yeah.
And it don't cost you nothing to make a digital product now with AI.
Right. Absolutely.
So,
yeah. And that's the thing. I want people. Can you explain? Can you talk a little bit also about this, right? Because, a lot of people think, or I hear this a lot. I hear people say, "Well, why would I pay for information, or why would I buy a course, or why would I do all of this stuff if I could just use AI?" Like, and you as somebody who's been part of mentorships, you have your own mentorships, like answer that question. If I'm somebody on the fence and I'm like, man, why would I pay to be a part of, Princess Dior's program if I could just ask AI?
Yeah.
What would you say?
It's cool to ask AI.
Yeah.
But AI not going to give you the resources, not going to give you the access to really turn you up. AI not going to give you the motivation or inspiration when you don't feel like waking up in the morning to really go get it. AI not going to help you solve the problems when your credit card processor is not working and Stripe then took your money, right?
Yeah.
AI not going to help you with that.
Yeah.
So, and then AI not going to, we be having live events and stuff like that too. So now you're meeting like-minded people who are just like you that you could do business with. Too as well, holding you accountable. Now you got accountability partner too as well. Yeah. Being in a mentorship, being in a different environment, right? So it's just different levels of joining a mentorship to help you go to different levels in your business from 6, 7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures too as well. And then I feel like mentorship is all about an experience too as well. Like I know programs. You go to Tokyo, you go to masterminds in Cabo and stuff like that. Yeah. Like. You getting those type of experience, you getting those type of bonds too as well when it comes to mentorship. So it's not just you paying for information, but you're paying for an experience that you will never have with the people you with right now.
Facts.
Because now you in a program with people who have money just like you.
Right.
that you never been exposed to.
Right.
Like, so that's what I think about, like, programs like that.
And you know what they say if you hang around 5 broke people, you'll be the 6th.
Yep.
But same thing though, if you hang around 5 people who are multimillionaires or people who are like-minded, you'll wind up becoming that.
Yes.
Because I remember when I got to Atlanta, I was making good money, probably like five figure months. Then I started being around people who were like 6 figures. And so I finally had gotten to like, I'm doing 6 figure months. And then I heard like, $1 million in a day. And I swear when I heard that, I was like, that, my mind said that's impossible.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing people doing it. And then that opened up my mind to say, I think I could do it.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I never made $1 million in a day yet.
Yeah.
So what is that transition of making $100K a month, $250K a month to making $1 million in a day? Like, what does that come with too as well?
Yeah. So I think that it's just the order of how you do things.
Uh-huh.
So that's how I look at it, right? It feels excellent, right?
Yeah.
Because again, you're proving to yourself like, man, I've done all these things. But the truth that people don't tell you is that all you're doing is collecting all the money up front, but you have to deliver on the back end.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. As somebody, I think the first time we did $7 million in one day, right? And I was like, man, like this felt good, right? The problem with that is making money to me feels good, right? But if I'm spending a lot of time fulfilling, I'm not spending time making money.
Yeah.
And now you could go down a path of like, I don't even want to do this no more, right? So I give a prime example. So the difference is, let's just say if you're making 6 figures a month, 6 figures a month, you're on a month by month thing, right? Where they're paying you a little bit of money on a monthly basis and you're providing them with the service month by month, right? So the pressure of what you have to provide ain't really there, right? But imagine January come or whatever month comes and you have, when we made that 7 million in a day, we were charging $40,000 for a mentorship that lasted a year.
Yeah.
Right. So now think about that. You're making, you charge somebody $40,000 and then all of that money ain't yours.
Yeah.
Because we got to do mentorships. We got to do, quarterly events, all these different things. And so some of that money you have to sort of allocate to do these things. And so now it almost feels like you work for these people. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm not doing no yearly thing no more.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, if I rather do maybe quarterly, like if I'd rather charge you 10,000 or, and you work with me for 90 days.
Yeah.
So that way I could get back to getting money every 90 days.
Yeah.
Opposed to, being in a space where I got all the money up front. Now I have to deliver on it. But I also, once you make a certain amount of money, it's not the money.
Yeah.
It's the, like for me, I just love the hustle.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, all right, bet. So now if you take me away from the hustle, I don't feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll do 90 days, give you my attention for 90 days. And then now where's the next hustle? Where can I go to? So I would say it feels good in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that when you start, and it's just for me, this might not be everybody's experience, right? Some people might be like, oh, it felt good. I'm gonna keep doing it. But I feel like what I've been seeing in the marketplace anyway is that a lot of people have switched that model anyway. They're not doing the year-long thing anymore. You know what I'm saying? They're doing it every quarter. And I like that better. You know what I'm saying? Because it allows you to get a bunch of money each quarter. But then I bet. And the truth of the matter is, if I can make $2 million a quarter, it's still my $7 million. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather get it in a recurring opposed to just getting all up front. Yeah. And then now the responsibility is on me to deliver, right? Yeah. And the other thing that happens is now you took all this money up front and you have a responsibility to deliver. If somebody changes their mind, if somebody doesn't want to work anymore, if something happens in their life, like there's just too much pressure. So I'm like, all right, give me some of that money. It's still the same transformation, but just give it to me more like in a drip.
Yeah, I'm happy you said that. Everybody says that same story.
Yeah, no, one that because again, I think it was a moment though. It was a moment where this new philosophy was introduced, and it's like, I made $1 million in a day, but like, you know what I'm saying? Again, the money is good. I'm not, in no way am I saying that it doesn't feel good to make the money. But at the end of the day, I think that, it's something to say. The better for me, if I could do anything over, it would be that I would have focused on community and the slow drip first. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about, at the time, let's just say, at the time where, I'm not saying it was saturated, but at the time there wasn't as many coaches or whatever the case may be. Imagine having a program and what if I'm making $250,000 a month recurring? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like $250,000 a month recurring is at the end of the year, that's great money. Yeah. I'm spacing it out. You know what I'm saying? So
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I needed the answer. That was for me.
No, for sure. All right. So again, if people want to connect with you, where can they find you?
You can find me at It's Princess Dior on Instagram, TikTok, and also YouTube as well. So ITS Princess Dior.
Let's go, y'all. And we're going to put the link below. She's having a challenge. Make sure you connect with her, help her help you get access to other people's money. So that way you can, you get that, you can start building those assets, buy those businesses. She'll teach you all of that. We are closing out the vault. Another awesome episode of Inside the Vault with Ash Cash, the greatest money mindset show on the planet. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at Inside the Vault. Visit our website, InsideTheVaultShow.com. Me, I am Ash Cash. Make sure you visit me, IamAshCash.com. Follow me on all social media platforms at I am Ash Cash. Join the Abundance Community. Go to theabundancecommunity.com. I'll see you next time, same place, in God's will. Peace.